Part 15. Multiplication and division of negative fractions. You will find this on page 43 in the Namibian Mathematics Grade 8 textbook, y equals mx plus c to success. To multiply or divide fractions with different denominators, for example, unlike fractions, we do not make the denominators the same. We only make it the same in addition and subtraction. When you multiply or divide, first change mixed fractions into improper fractions. Now, let's look at multiplication of fractions. And while I'm looking at the different steps, I'm going to follow example A. So change to improper fractions. So take this mixed numbers and change it into improper fractions. How do we do that? We just say 3 times 2, that will be 6, plus 1, that will be 7 over 2. Then we are going to keep the negative. 2 times 4, that will be 8, plus 3, that will be 11 over 4. No common denominators needed. So there's a 2 and there's a 4, and that's all right. We can leave it like that. Cancel if possible. Always divide a top and a bottom by a common factor as long as there is a multiplication in between them. In this case, I must look 2 and 11, nothing to cancel out. 4 and 7, nothing. So let's go on. Then say top times top, and then also say bottom times bottom. So take the two fractions and say top times top. So 7 times 11 will be 77. And then bottom times bottom, 2 times 4, that will be 8. Now, let's look at our signs. In multiplication, I can count the negative signs. Now, how many negative signs are there? Only one. If there's only one, then it's an odd number and the sign will be negative. Now, I can take this improper fraction and make it a mixed number by saying 77 divided by 8, that will give me 9 whole parts, and 9 times 8 will be 72. So 77 minus 72 will be 5. So 5 over 8. That's what the final answer will be. Okay, let's look at division of fractions. Again, the first step, change it to improper fractions. So if you look here, I'm going to keep the sign and I'm going to change to improper fractions. So 4 times 6, that's 24, plus 1, that will be 25 over 6. Divide. Keep the negative. 2 times 3 will be 6, plus 2, that will be 8 over 3. Now, change the division to a multiplication and use the reciprocal of the fraction. So change that division into a multiplication by taking the reciprocal of the second fraction. And basically, it's just turning it around. The denominator becomes the numerator, and the numerator becomes the denominator. Now, let's follow the rules for multiplication. So, a negative times a negative, it's multiplication. You can count the negative signs. There are 1, 2. 2 is an even number. That's why the sign will be positive. And now, don't forget that you can cancel out. So, 3 and 6, I can take 3 and divide 3 into that. So 3 divided 3 is 1. 6 divided 3 is 2. And now I can say top times top. So first let's look at the sign. A negative times a negative, we said is a positive. 25 times 1, it's 25. And 2 times 8 will be 16. And I can say that 16 will go into 25 one full time. And what will be left? 25 minus 16, 9 over 16. I want you to try now 5, number A and B. Stop the video, and as soon as you are finished, you can continue with the video. Let's look at number A. It's negative 1 and 3 over 5 multiply 3 over 4. Now, let's make it first, very important, improper fractions. So keep the negative. 1 times 5 is 5, plus 3, it will be 8 over 5. and it's multiply 3 over 4. Let's see if something can cancel out. Remember, there must be a multiplication and it must be a denominator with a numerator. So it goes in 1, 4 can go into himself 1 time, 4 can go into 8 2 times. Remember, it's multiplication, so I can count the negative signs. There's 1, it's an odd number, so the sign will be negative. Then 2 times 3, that will be 6. 5 times 1 will be 5, and it will be negative 1 and 1 over 5. Let's look at number B, which is a division sum. So 7 and 1 over 3 divide negative 2 and 4 over 9. Now, if I look at this one, I'm first going to make it improper fractions. So 7 times 3 is 21, plus 1 will be 22 over 3. Keep it first divide, keep the negative. 2 times 9 is 18, plus 4 is also 22 over 9. Now, change it into a multiplication sum by taking the reciprocal of the second fraction. So it's 22 over 3. Make it a multiply. Keep your sign. And then 22 can go into himself 1 time, 1 time. 3 can go into 3 1 time. 3 can go into 9 3 times. And then look at your signs. There's one negative sign. So it's an odd number, so the sign will be negative. And 1 times 3 will be 3. 1 times 1 is 1, but that is actually just negative 3.